I believe that every human being, they say that every experience that every human being experiences, sees, hears, smells, touches, whatever, that they never forget it. And even experiences that we don't consciously realize, maybe something in our peripheral vision, something that we may have heard while we were in conversation, but it didn't strike consciously to us, it still gets lodged in our brain. And so imagine all the classes that we sat through and maybe slept through and didn't pass or whatever, but we listened to the lectures, tried to, even slept through, subliminally listened to some of the lectures. We got that. Everything that we experienced. So what I'm suggesting today, and this is what I've lived by, is the importance of meditation. Because meditation to me, for me, it's like 5:15 in the morning by myself in a very quiet, peaceful place, full of plants. Very peaceful for me. And we understand the concept of yoga, which means like union and spiritual and physical and all this stuff. I've sort of made up some of my own moves simply to stretch my body while I'm in certain stages of this meditation. And in that quiet time, I just allow my mind. And I studied meditation as I was considering, taking this on maybe about 10 or so years ago. And some of the meditation techniques had you, making these noises, The other one was like nam, yoho, renge, having these little words that you say or whatever. That wasn't doing me. And then I was reading some other articles, about having something to stare at, something like something on the wall, and maybe a flickering candle or something. And I tried that for a minute. That wasn't working for me either. And so then I was just meditating and just quiet time and just trying to clear my mind. And then thoughts would cross my mind, and articles would say, well, you got to block those thoughts out of your mind so you could just clear your mind. And that really wasn't doing me either, because I'm looking at this thing for real. I'm not just trying to be a follower of something that somebody else does. I want to find out some reality, some truths for myself. So as I'm studying all this, it's not making sense to me. Because if I'm sitting there trying to think and focus, I don't want to try to think and focus on something. What I'm suggesting today, and what I'm sharing with you today, just something to consider, is that you have all the answers. You have everything that you need within you. You've experienced and heard so many things consciously and subconsciously. Then all the answers, at the risk of sounding corny, all the answers of the universe are within you. And so to me, then, in my quiet time, and in your quiet time, you just allow to happen whatever will happen. And so if a thought comes into my mind, I don't try to block the thought out and not think about anything. Because there are times I'm sitting here, I let whatever happen, and thoughts cross my mind and I let them come. It's almost like clearing out a drain or something. If something needs to be cleared out, just let what happens happen naturally in my mind. And I sort of was considering like with the body, we've been given bodies and minds that are very powerful, that we really don't truly grasp the powerful nature of that which we are. And so if I cut my hand or something, it heals itself. A scab comes and it heals. It does what it needs to do, and whatever is happening under that scab, I'm not aware of, but it's doing what it needs to do. And lo and behold, when that scab one day peels off, the hand is healed underneath. What I'm suggesting, our minds are the same way. There are things, there are experiences, there are things that have caused us to be and to think the way that we are. There are issues that we have and thoughts that we might suppress and not want to think about, maybe have been suppressed for years. What I'm suggesting is you remove yourself from the distractions or the things that dull our senses, or like the music and the TV and the conversations and the sound and the noise. All these things, they really don't allow that which is in us to begin to come out. Quiet time does that for me. And so I'm just suggesting today that you just take time, take quiet time, and just close your eyes and breathe. For me, what I focus on is like a breathing thing. I breathe in my nose as far as I can take it. And then I breathe out my mouth as far out as I can. And I just focus on my breathing. In and out as far as I can. And I just do that for a while. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. Calmly. And it's like as I'm focusing on that, on the breathing, thoughts begin to pop into my mind. maybe thoughts that I hadn't considered, or ideas, or things I might need to take care of, or just any kind of thing. I just let whatever come. And it just works out that way. And sometimes when I'm in those positions, I have little moves that I make that just sort of stretch my body, just ways to stretch. You know, after 10 minutes, do this, or after 15 minutes, do that. And I find myself after maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or even an hour at the most sometimes, I'm done. And I just feel good. A lot of times soreness that I might have gotten up with that morning has gone away. There's a peaceful calm about me that goes with me through the rest of the day. And then once again the next morning. And there are sometimes I'll find that I'll be really diligent about this, and I'll do this for like maybe a month or two, and then something will come up, and maybe I'll stay up late and I can't get up early, and then I might find myself for a month of not meditating, and I feel terrible and confused and tired all the time and just not good. Then I make myself get up that next morning and meditate, and it feels wonderful, fresh, like fresh water, and then I do it again. You know, I might put out a video eventually on the moves that I make. It's like a yoga thing, but I created them myself. And I wouldn't try to suggest that someone just do what I do just to be doing what I'm doing, but to see what I do or try what I do. And then from that, realize that you can make up what you need to make up. Because the whole yoga thing, when you begin to, well, no, that's not the right move is this, and the right move is that, and all, then it gets almost like a religion thing, and it loses the whole reality of you in this. It's about you and your body and your mind and being well and clearing yourself to hear the insides of you. I'm telling you, that's for ideas. All the ideas that you need, the answers that you need to the situations and problems of your life, or even the how-tos to accomplish certain things, they're there, they're in you. In your quiet time, in your meditation time, you'll see. For real.